agencies mobilize hoodlums in conjunction with anti-democratic forces to unleash mayhem on peaceful protesters. Wisdom now demands that we hold on for today and continue our protest tomorrow vehemently. We will mobilize in our numbers and storm the streets of Port Harcourt from tomorrow again.
But we did not see that vow kept because my colleague, a correspondent, was out there and he noticed the absence of protesters at the Federal Secretariat in Port Harcourt, which of course was their usual meeting point. That's today. He said the report that I'm seeing before me also points to the fact that some members of the Voice of Concerned Citizens who had disrupted the protests on Wednesday were seen hanging around the Federal Secretariat just in case the protesters showed up. Our correspondent gathered that some of the organizers of the End Bad Governance protest would hold a media briefing later today to explain why the protest did not hold. Okay, so this will now give birth to my 4 and 5 o'clock conversations. Did the protest actually hit the bull's eye? I mean, it's a good question we need to ask, right? But let's quickly look at my next big story. And it is an interesting one as well, my next big story, because it has to do still with the would I say protest, or would I say the reason why we're protesting? Or I mean, I was looking at one of my colleague's Facebook page. I was looking at it. Was it yesterday? And he was complaining bitterly what the current price of cooking gas is. I don't know. I think he said something. I can't remember the price he put out there, but it is really expensive, really exorbitant. And of course, if inflation is what it is right now, then it's no wonder that the price of gas is at that level. And he was complaining bitterly. However, like I just said, I wonder if the protesters hit the bull's eye, because we still see a lot of these things that characterize the economy as negative still playing out, and we don't see government keeping to its promises, right? So for instance, my next big story talks about a news item that broke out yesterday, saying that the government has suspended or halted or put on hiatus the proposed slashing of the price of a 50 kg bag of rice. It was supposed to be slashed to 40,000 naira, slashed by half. But according to newspaper reports, now this is for civil servants, right? Because I do believe the government was attempting to start with civil servants. However, even with the civil servants, the government has halted the process. No reason was given. A memo was sent to heads of department, directors, and all of that stuff. And nobody knows why it has been suspended. But it has been suspended. And it is given the vibe or the feeling that yet another promise unkept. I don't know what your thoughts are. But I mean, could it be, we've seen them I don't know. I'm not going to put thoughts into your head. I'm not supposed to put thoughts into your head. So I'm going to stop at that juncture. But what do you make of it? They have suspended. Maybe they will, start eventually. But I've just realized that all of the promises, or majority of the promises, are yet to kickstart. For instance, the 150 days duty-free for certain imported items, that also is yet to start, because I remember about 2 days ago, was it yesterday, I saw a report on that on one of the pages of the newspaper, and I think it was the customs talking, and they were saying, okay, maybe sometime next week or in 2 weeks' time it will kickstart. The House of Representatives are yet to slash the salary by half, and I didn't even care to listen to what they were saying, but I saw a report yesterday. The House of Rep, a House of Reps member was trying to explain as to why they were yet to slash. First of all, on was it Tuesday or Wednesday, they were trying to tell us how much their salaries are. They were telling us 600,000, not was it 500,000? I can't remember the figure anymore. because they are yet to slash it. I think they were trying to tell us it was 600,000, not 900,000. So they're going to be giving out 300,000 each, multiplied by how many House of Reps members we have. So I'm wondering if this is giving the vibe of promises yet again unkept. I'd like to get your thoughts on that one. And it brings me to my next big story, still talking about promises, even though the person who has come up with this story, or the person who is the reason why this story is out there, looks like he has got some grievance with the federal government. Ever since the Supreme Court judgment asking monies to be paid directly to the local government, this person has been trying to catch the jugular of the federal government. And I'm talking about the Oyo State's governor, Makinde, who once upon a time was amongst the G5. I don't know if he's still amongst the G5 because he's really aggrieved at this time. And he would always dance and sing on the mandate, "We shall stand." I wonder if he's still standing on the mandate. Any which ways, that's not my problem. My problem is he has come out to say that the president lied during his speech on Sunday when he said that he had given over 500 billion naira to states for cushioning the effects of the hunger and the economy that is in a negative trajectory. And Shayi Makinde was trying to explain that the money was as a result of a World Bank loan, which the federal government was a facilitator for the state governors. And he said the monies will be paid back, by the way. So it's not like that, what's it called now? It's not like the federal government has done anybody a favor. That they have not given them any money. The money that were sent were monies belonging to the states, and that he had to clear the air because someone asked him that. And he said a couple of things. Was it yesterday or the day before? He blamed the federal government for the poor state of the economy and, backed the protest that has been going on nationwide. So I'd like to get your thoughts.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this. Hello.
To get your thoughts on what the big story is, or how you're reacting, I beg your pardon, to the big stories. Let's see what your thoughts are. I talked about the protest here in River State. That's my number one big story. And then I went to promises, made by the government and the reports that we're getting as it relates to those promises. And I want to get your reactions as well. We would not be getting the 40,000 naira for a 50 kg bag of rice for the time being. I want your thoughts on that. Makinde going at the federal government very strongly, saying they lied. What is he trying to gain with that? I mean, one would wonder. Is he trying to say the protest should go on? I also wonder. But hey, what do you make of that as well, and what are your reactions? I'd like to get your thoughts. Remember, there is to talk about a 1 million man march tomorrow across the 36 states and the federal capital territory. What are you thinking, and how are you reacting to that as well? I'd like to get your thoughts. Maybe just to add to the big stories, because today is Friday. I do hear that a non-governmental organization called the Initiative for Transparency for Good Governance and one Joshua Rufus have taken the police to court. That's the Inspector General of Police, the State Commissioner of Police, the Attorney General of the Federation, because there is a petition before the court, or has taken them to court, asking the court to demand an explanation as to why the police are still barricading, or what's the word now? What's the word? There's a right word for that. I'm trying to remember it now. Why they're still occupying? Yeah. While they're still occupying the 23 local government secretariats. All right. So that's a conversation as well. Maybe we can have it before I come back on Monday and look into it properly. That's if I do have the time on Monday. But let's see. Did I miss out on any other thing? I guess not. So let's get your thoughts. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002. Good afternoon. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH. We are active on X, Nigeria Info PH. I can't wait to get your thoughts. But you could also send me messages on WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416. I've got gifts. I wonder where. Okay, gift from Yenegua, I guess. Gift, welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts.
Hello there, my brother. Good afternoon.
Yeah, happy Friday to you. Welcome.
I wish you the same.
Let's get your thoughts.
Let me talk about Makinde, my man.
Okay.
These days, Makinde, I don't know what is making Makinde to be angry. He's not the only governor. He should calm down. That Supreme Court judgment, just like what you were talking about, he should understand that that is what Nigerians majority, look at the jubilation when that judgment came out. So talking about this matter, if federal government was the one who facilitated that fund, and if you remember, federal government talked about that matter. They even coined it with another name because the time has come and gone, which is this COVID-19 fund. They did not even hide anything, so I don't know what he's trying to clarify. Also, truth, without the federal government, you cannot get any loan outside this country. You cannot. So you should just calm down. He's not the only governor. As far as I'm concerned, governors before him did the same thing with local government funds, allegedly. So if you know your hands are very free, look at what they are even doing in Oyo State. As I speak with you, the 33 local government chairmen are now telling you that they want to hand over their funds. And if I am from that state, I will hold those local government chairmen accountable, not even Makinde because he has immunity. How can you, elected local government chairman, planning to hand over funds to another arm of government or tier of government? It is very well. I don't know what is our problem in this country. Let me stop here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Gift calling from Yenegua. I've got Dede from Iwofe. Dede, welcome. Good afternoon to you. Welcome, Dede.
Yeah, I greet you. Good afternoon, Canada.
Good afternoon.
Yes. My comment is on the comment from the Oyo State, I think, Governor Makinde. Correcting the announcement made by the president that they receive 500 something billion and how much. That is not true. I think for me, I am getting much worried in Nigerian politics as of today. The reason being that is standing to be strong, as in the issues that took place. It's very unfortunate these days that everybody, whether opposition or position, the people in power, everybody is singing the same song of praising the president.
Oh, Dede, what happened? Dede, please do call back if you can. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, Colada.
Yes, hi. Your name, your location.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I was expecting a call screener to take my call.
I guess she's out for a bit. Go ahead and let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Clinton. I'm calling from Bori.
Mm.
On the protest in River State, no show, Abi, that they didn't protest, right?
Mm.
It's a good one.
Okay. Tell me about it.
At least let's wait We heard that the refiners will work now, but they will produce 12 million liters a day? We hope that works. Now, again, the state government should also come out to address Rivers people as we bring in policies that will better our lives. Then finally, on the Oyo State saga, I don't even know what Makinde is turning into.
How do you mean he's entitled to his opinion? What do you mean by what he's turning?
The thing is that the local government, the three of them, they are saying they will give him their allocation. I believe that's what is giving the man so much strength. We're in a democracy, we know, but when a governor is like making himself to negate the Supreme Court of the land, I think it calls for worry. But
that's not what we're looking at. But anyways, thank you very much, Clinton, for your thoughts. I've got Wisdom from Buguma. Wisdom, welcome. What is on your mind? A light here.
Yeah, Kalada, good day.
Yeah, Wisdom, welcome.
All right, I think Makinde said the money that was disbursed to them by the presidency is loan, right?
It's a loan for, I think, a COVID-19 loan. It's not the federal government's money. It's from the World Bank, and the federal government was a facilitator.
Okay. The most important thing is money were released to the governor.
Interesting.
And Canada, I want to say this. In as much as we are choosing the Mr. President or the presidency in view of the economic hardship, there's one truth that is certain. Once in a while, monies are released, funds are released to governors, local government in the form of allocation. In fact, since removal of fuel subsidy, the federal allocation to state and local government has increased by almost 100% or more. If, let's say, local government used to take 200 million, now we are local government take 500 million. And maybe you should use this money to better the lives of the people. For instance, Canada, in River State, I grew up seeing over 5 companies, functional companies owned by state government, managed by state government. Pabot Breweries, Rizzo Farm, West African Glass Industry, name them. These companies provide employment our teaming youth. And you see that things were normal. But the situation where now we always depend on federal allocation. Whatever money that comes to the state governors will squander it within a space of 30 days, because believing that next month allocation will also be what are they? You need to invest on agriculture. I also Oyaklomi open school to land program. We have the agriculture, encourage agriculture. Even at the local government, when you are entering the Darlington of Ikwere, you ask him, this money that are coming, don't you think you can put on some investment, open up industry that can give gainful employment to the youth of Ikwere? If you pay somebody 30 naira every month, 15 naira every month, you have not empowered the person. Gainful employment in the agriculture, cottage industry, something that can add value to our teaming youth. So the Makinde, in federal government, whatever the money that is released to them, the onus lies on them to judiciously manage to better the lot of the indigenous. There is such poverty in the land, Canada. I am weeping as I'm talking.
All right. Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you, Wisdom. I've got JJ from Port Harcourt Township. JJ, welcome. What is on your mind? Yeah, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome. Talk to me.
Canada, our people say something, that those who eat something, they eat it so that they will not die. And those that forbid it also forbid it so that they will not die. Canada, under Buhari brought Order 10 to give local government, state assembly, and judiciary autonomy. Remember, the governors went to court, the Supreme Court, against the federal government, and they won that case. The reason the Supreme Court gave why the governors, 36 governors, was that there is a jack in the Constitution, and until that is removed, that there may not be autonomy for the state and the local government. Reverse back or reverse forward or push forward, you now have the federal government also going to court after 1 year, and they also won. I don't know if the Supreme Court contradicted themselves, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that the local government in Oyo State are very correct, because I thought that the Supreme Court should be able to interpret the Constitution, especially when they've given such judgment before, not quite 6 months or 8 months. So for me, those who say they should pay direct are correct based on the Supreme Court. Those who say they should pay through JAC are also correct through the Constitution. So it now becomes a battle of the Constitution.
But JJ, I don't know. JJ, I don't know if you've been listening to some senior advocates of Nigeria who say JAC is not in any way connecting the state to the local government. What JAC is,
Supreme Court judgment,
like, and the Supreme Court has reversed itself, because even the Supreme Court has no, but I mean, the Supreme Court can reverse itself. It happens in every country.
That was their reason for the governors of the 36 states winning that.
That's what I want to try to tell you. That the Constitution,
before I go,
the Constitution says it's a joint account for local governments in a state, not for the state and the local government. That's what the senior advocate of Nigeria have been saying. So yes, so I guess that settles it.
In this, and over time we will know how far, because this matter may still drag on.
All right.
When the hip hop artists will say the record is not over yet.
All right.
But why will the federal government keep telling us things that seem not to be true? Remember the other day, Akpabio told the whole world that the federal government has given 30 billion each to all the states of the federation. You remember that story, right? And he now later apologized. And now the president has told us another story. And thank God for Makinde. I think he's the one even shaking all the tables right now.
All right,
so for me,
JJ, I've got to go.
This is democracy at work.
All right, then.
Thank you very much.
Origi from Ogbogo. Origi, welcome. Your thoughts? I'd like to hear them.
Hello, my man. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm especially inviting you for our New Year festival today.
Oh, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me in time. But thank you very much, nonetheless.
That's good. The government, federal government, to cancel the 50 kg rice of 40,000 naira. It's a very welcome development, because it would have caused problems. You know why?
Tell me.
How many civil servants is in one community? So that if it gives, let's assume, 20 persons that are civil servants in a community, 50 kg rice for 30,000, what about the 1,000 persons there? So I think the federal government has written very well to let them withdraw it to avoid more problems, because that would have caused more problems. And again, the protest, for me, too much of everything is very, very bad. If you have gone to protest for 1 day, 2 days, that has sent a very big signal. And that you have human rights, this human rights, that trying to define what is not right for you and trying to destroy somebody's own government is a very bad one. If you cannot contain his people to walk the way you want to protest as a right of ours, then there is no need of protesting. Let them end it, because already the message has been sent. Let them go for 100 days. The government has stand on their stool to say this is what we are going to do. So for me, instead of we dying
with hungry about the inflation coming forth every day, let us stop it.
All right.
Let everybody stop and continue peace. We, we are in peace from today. There is peace for 1 month. We don't do anything than sharing food, sharing our food, eating very well, visiting one another. So you are welcome to again clan again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We've got Bright from Remote Maya. Bright, welcome. What is on your mind? I like, yeah.
Hello, Canada. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think from the protesters first, I know they will also get tired because, hello?
I'm listening to you.
Because at the end of the day, instead of the good ones to provide the protest, it's better they stop so that the federal government will think of what to do in order to reduce the hunger and to support the citizens for them not to suffer more. Then for your state governor, you know, one thing with Nigerian leaders is that sometimes they think of their own. Hello?
I'm listening. Go ahead quickly, please.
And sometimes they think of their own decisions. If a governor will come and tell a local government, but I know they can't live together, that at the end of the day they will hand over the allocation meant to local government to state governor to manage. Because I believe very soon River State will follow suit. Because since we are having a caretaker supposed to be at home, so even when they are elected, we also want to use the local government fund allocation to hand over to governor to manage. All these things are tiers of government. We have tiers of government that are closer to people, so that people will benefit from what is meant to them, not by thinking of how to join with the state government. I think all those things are very bad.
Right.
We have bad leaders. They should stop. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Madam Dota from Gokana. Madam Dota, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. Madam Dota, are you there?
Yes, sir. Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. I don't know, no matter where the former governor is, the governor of your state is saying, Makinde, I have always been saying...
Or your state or River State.
More money since the removal of subsidy
Madam Dota,
goes to the states and the council.
Madam Dota.
The question, therefore, if they say the president is sending us trucks of rice, what is it that the governor is sending to my local government? I've been wanting to know, but I hear nothing. But so much money is being sent to the states and the NGA. They should be able to start doing something so that we feel that something is happening. But for all of us to now say he's president is far from me here. In my village here, it's the council and the state that I look up to. But I hear nothing. Than Thanksgiving and all of that. They should please get to work so that we have something to do and something to eat. I think that is the bottom line. Thank you, Canada.
All right, thank you very much. I was going to correct you there, but you were not listening. I've got Susie from Erema. Yeah. Susie, welcome.
Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Susie.
Let me also add from my brother Origi from Obogun, inviting you for our Egwegin festival.
Okay.
Canada, you must be here.
But I can't leave the studio, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, okay. All right, so let me say that Makinde raising an eyebrow concerning the issue of the loan taken from another community or another country or by NGO during the COVID-19 and all of that, and then put together with his issue concerning the local government chairman handing over the money to him as against the ruling of the Supreme Court. Well, my question is, what does him as a governor produce in his own state that will add value to the local government if the money that was given to him, according to the federal government, is not from the federal government, but it's the money borrowed from the federal government?
It's not from the federal government. He said, Makinde said it was not from the federal government. It's not the federal government's money. It's a World Bank loan. I think something to do with COVID-19 and all of that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Now, ask a question. Is it possible for Makinde to borrow money from the international community or any bank at that without the federal government signing for him as a guarantor? It can never happen anywhere. So if the federal government wants to streamline the excesses of the governors of the state by making sure that they tame this whole thing that is killing us. By generics, I want to say that Nigerian government have 36 countries and 774 states and all of that. And to this extent now, these countries are not producing anything. It is only the center that is producing something. Anybody can argue to say that some of the things that the federal government is making guy with a raising shoulder is from the states. These states have their own resources and all of that. But I still want to say that even in Angola, I was reading about Angola, there is a particular oil a refinery that is built in Angola by a private sector in partnership with a state. So a state like Oyo, a state like River State, a state like Bayelsa can build a refinery with a private sector and all of that and employ people, apart from the federal government giving us handouts and all of that. And when the people giving you handouts want to streamline you and take care of your emotions and all of that, you are challenging them, you're going to court, you are claiming and all of that. For me, I want to say that Makinde, for a long time, it's been long we see or we hear that a government official after office went to prison. But I'm going to see one after this time around.
Now you're not the court to determine who goes to prison or not. But let's now look at the WhatsApp channel and see what messages are there. Or maybe I should start with Facebook. Let's look at Facebook and let's see. Well, I've got Choma Kingsley Wall who says or saying on Facebook, "May God help us in this country, state and federal." In loggerheads who gave and who received. Peter James Imote says, "Good afternoon, sir. You're texting from Transamadi. River State protest is good. I support it." You said now the refinery will work a bit. But I don't know if you've heard, Ipman in River State is saying he's not sure if the refinery would work. So let's not be dancing and celebrating just yet. Prince Sam Abadi says, "Good afternoon, Mr. K. Those against lawful protesters in River State are enemies of themselves. Those sponsoring law protesters have to what? I think they have a problem that is long. It's on the other protesters voting for with double the agreement. Federal lead time mandate now wants to go in the another morning. Good afternoon. The federal government is federal government doing the police begin to make some process. The black who called from Google said at least money was right. Was sent to the various days in money for. That's like one very good question. There's just thing. My name is Joe Mambe. Back in is just with his time, but you see, Elaine is just keeping agencies to come out in LGH in as a dubs on the Supreme Court of the land who even gave him legitimacy after the election against states one Buhari because I don't get that part. We're not talking about Makinde and local government, are we? But this one says, Makinde denies receiving 570 billion naira hardship grant from federal government. Man of the people, true. I never yet say federal government give states 570 billion naira hardship grants. If truly federal government gave such huge amount of money to states, we need a proof because the governors are complaining as we are complaining that the federal government is not doing anything to solve the problems confronting the country. And that's from Thank God Ability at Twigwan. This one says, total support. How will the president mention a thing he did not do? It is not nice. He died from Nkoro with that one. And this one says, I felt so bad hearing the voice of a woman and children who visited your station. He said, for a solo hunger protest, the hunger is truly showing everyone shege, including those who voted. The hoodlums chasing away genuine protesters and those who didn't vote during the election. We are our own problem in this country. Until the masses learn how to pursue their course in unity, the politicians will keep having the upper hand. For me, it is best federal government take back whatever additional revenue they are giving to state governors and use it to subsidize fuel costs to avoid stories that torch Bennett from Port Harcourt. Okay. The federal government suspension on the sales of the proposed bag of rice has clearly shown that the federal government cannot be trusted by the populace as it has been their style of governance. Also, I commend Governor Makinde for speaking out even when his colleagues are all afraid to speak out, and I call on the federal government to respond to the allegations against them by the governor so we will know who is saying the truth. Wiki Odinaka from Ilele. Alright, this one says, good afternoon, Canada. Abinisho. If you ask me, FG knew there was no rice. Did they plant any, or will they sell someone else's rice at 40,000 naira? It is one of President Tinubu's propaganda aimed at stopping the protest. I'm even happy that nobody came out today in Rivers State. After all, we all go to the same market and buy the same things. Odimiegu Sonny Didia from Omerelu. I do have a commercial, I do believe. So after the commercial, I'll get back to reading some messages. I do have a commercial. But this one says, good afternoon, Governor Sheyi Makinde's comment, maybe communication gap. He said maybe communication gap is playing out here. But be that as it may, both governments should give us account of how our money is spent. Pastor Lushola Rutumi Koche. Okay, all right, if you say so. This one says, good afternoon, Canada. It is laughable to hear a non-governmental organizer court to ask